Yes, people, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel, people. More content, as I said yesterday. You know, we've got man like Henry joining us today. We've got Jules joining us in a bit as well, people. It's stuck in a work meeting as well. And man like Jem, it's been a minute since Jem's been on the channel. And of course, we're doing the Spurs preview, bro. You know what I mean? And like the title says, Jem, Sunday needs to be 3-point lane again. Yeah. Henry just sounded a little bit disgruntled backstage. I know we're gonna get into that because, you know, yesterday, once again, Spurs lost, you know, batter Man City, but then have results like this, bro. This is the problem with Spurs at the moment. But first of all, Henry, what are you saying, bro? First of all, you good?
Yeah, I mean, outside of the football world, yeah, I'm pretty blessed. But inside the football world, it's been like this on and off since like 2019. I'll be honest. We've had ups, downs, seesaw FC, and you know, last night, 1-0 again is like it's a flattering scoreline because that should have been 3 or 4-0. You know, Semenyo cooked us. Cliver absolutely cooked your doggy a few times, and I said this to both of you backstage. It wouldn't surprise me if Chelsea turn up and score 2, 3, 4 goals. Like, you made 7 or 8 changes against Southampton. People are going to say, yeah, it's only Southampton. No Jackson, you know, no Neto. Both going to be fully fit for us coming in against us. And I fear the worst. It wouldn't surprise me if we get battered and then Ange gets sacked. I've been saying this since the Southampton game. There's absolutely no consistency. And yeah, it's just you know, it's just
what's making you feel like it's going to be a battering? Like, talk to us about Spurs and how you've been getting on. Obviously, I watched your game against, you know, Bournemouth yesterday. Listen, you didn't create fuck all, in my opinion. You know, you didn't create nothing, bro. In that first half, especially, it was so peak. I'm looking at Brennan Johnson on the left doing nothing. You know, Kulu on the right wasn't good yesterday. Maddison in between the lines, Casper. You know what I'm saying? Your defense just not good. You know, Forster in goal. What is it right now that makes you feel like Chelsea are going to battle you on Sunday, bro?
Well, it's the thing that's giving like a lot of Spurs fans, I guess you could say, hope is we are turning up for some of these bigger games. Like, it would be Spurs, wouldn't it, to go and get a result against Chelsea and somehow lose to Bournemouth. But you got to look at Chelsea right now. You boys are in a very good position. You're scoring goals collectively throughout your squad. You're pretty strong defensively. Everyone's playing for the manager. There's a lot of confidence in and around your team. Whereas you look at us, you know, the midfield is absolutely non-existent. I've said this so many times. You can't play Kulu and Maddison together. Maddison missed an absolute city yesterday. Bissouma was diabolical. And we've only got one fit centre-back against Chelsea now because Ben Davies is going to miss the game. And as soon as he come off yesterday, we looked absolutely appalling. Like you said, we created nothing. Destiny Udogi's been, I'll be honest, he's been shit this season. Cliver cooked him a number of times yesterday. You know, Pedro Porro will come back in. He'll be fully fit. But Fraser Forster's keeping us in this game. Like, 2 or 3 big saves yesterday. 2 or 3 big saves against Roma. You know, since Vicario's been out, he's been our best player. Honestly, this no one wants this guy at the football club, but he's made save after save after save. You know, a 1-0 scoreline is absolutely flattering. It was shooting practice for Bournemouth in the final third, that last 40 minutes of that game.
100%, bro.
Will probably tell you the same. Semenyo, I'm going to be honest, I'll take Semenyo and Cliver over Werner. Right, I think Werner, the quicker the guy gets, I mean, you boys know what he's like as well. Quicker he gets out. Brendan Johnson, other than a tap in at the near post, I don't know what he's offering at the moment. He's over a wing play. Like, I don't know how we get. I'll be absolutely amazed if we get something out of this game, because I don't know if you saw the scenes at full time yesterday. Fans are turning, and a lot of this isn't on Ange. I know that's quite hard to say because the recruitment's been shit.
He gets a lot of control in it, though, Henry. It's him that makes those signings, bro. In him.
Nah, Don. Let's not do the deluded thing to think that Ange.
I'm asking you a question, bro. Isn't it him that's got the control?
The only player that I can sit here and say that he's signed that's not performing is Johnson. When you're looking at, if you look at the players that are being signed, the likes of Archie Gray, the likes of Bergvall, it's very clear to see they are club signings. Yes, he obviously gives the approval for them because they're good young players. But ultimately, just like Chelsea in your model, you're not signing them for this manager in particular. You're signing them for the club because, you know, for the future of the club, they could become good. But ultimately, a lot of the signings we have got aren't Ange signings. People can't sit there and tell me Werner's a player that he uses. You look at all of Ange's team in the past, and even the players that we're looking at now, he's not he's not an Ange winger. You can look at Werner when he come on the pitch yesterday. Ange is going ballistic because Werner does the exact same thing over and over, which is get to the line, cut to the byline, and hoof it over the bar. There's not much you can expect from a player when we've literally got two of our wingers are both of the same profile. Werner and Brennan Johnson, they're both off-the-shoulder wingers who you have to play in behind. And if there is no space in behind, you've cut out their game completely. There's nothing for it. So in these types of games against Chelsea, they could have an impact. But in a game against Bournemouth where they're going to go low block after 1-0, they're going to offer nothing.
And Jules, listen, I was asking H how he's feeling about the game, and he kind of looks at it as it's going to be a battering. He thinks Chelsea are going to batter you guys on Sunday. How are you feeling going into the game, man, especially after what you witnessed yesterday? I told you in the group chat, I told this Jules guy, I don't think you're going to beat Bournemouth. I think they're going to beat you, right? And he was
I did agree with you, didn't I?
He said probably a draw.
That's what I said. And
wanted a little something, but listen, I honestly didn't see how you beat Bournemouth, bro. Not away as well. Not away, bro.
I just think I expected to see more from our attack. Obviously, the defense goes to show for itself. I did say after the City game that was just a one good game. The defense was never going to be sustainable after that, and it wasn't going to look as good. But I thought the attack would be better. I'm not surprised to see Sonny dropped, but Solanke had a few chances in front of goal. Should have finished them. I think Solanke's been good signing for us so far, and his off the ball work, no one can question. But in front of goal, you can definitely question. I know he's not had loads of opportunities, but strikers, when they do get the opportunity, he had 3 yesterday. You've got to put one of them away. So there's no excuses on that front. But looking at the Chelsea game, I look at our other big game performances. I look at Manchester United. I look at even the Arsenal game as well as the City game. The Arsenal game, we may not have won, but we performed really well. We actually broke them down really good. And performance-wise, we should have
really well.
I think we should have got something. Arsenal were lucky to get their chance from the set piece, but outside of that, they didn't really have much. It was early in the season, so I looked at our team and said maybe we wasn't ready for that challenge. But Man City and Man United showed me that for the big games, we step up for it. And it is shameless to say, but going off of our record so far this season, win-loss, 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 we lost our last game. So we drew a win the next one. I'm being shameless when I say that.
The question I've got is, what team, like when we beat Villa, great performance in the second half, but it was like they were going for a bit of a blip. We beat City, they're going for a blip. Chelsea, Jackson's going to be fully fit, Neto's going to be fit. George, I'll be honest, I don't see a world in which we get 3 points. They're going to come there. If they get an early goal, the stadium's going to it's going to be like it was with Nuno against Man United. I think Chelsea come and steamroll us. I'll be honest.
I'm surprised that you even said that was a good performance against Arsenal. I
think we'll have 60% of the ball, and they'll just counter us.
Exactly, bro. You did nothing with the ball, George. You weren't creating anything.
That's what I said on the front foot. I feel like we performed as in we controlled the game well, but it was early in the season, so it wasn't much. Like actually, with the forward play and chance creation wise, there wasn't loads in it. I wouldn't sit here and say we was robbed in that game. Arsenal deserved the points; they won it, cool. But it was an encouraging performance. But from what you said, Henry, I agree. There's obviously not much to look at in our previous performances to say, yes, it's going to be a massive improvement. We have to pretty much rely on someone coming back from injury to see a big change in this team. I'm going to go out there and say, I feel like a centre-back has to come back. Van der Ven or Romero, whether they're half injured, 50%, one of them are getting thrown into the fold. And I just look at that, and I think Spurs play their best so far this season when there's no pressure. This is a game where, although you guys are going to try to twist it and say, look, Spurs need to win, everyone thinks Spurs are going to lose. You look at our team, we've got no one there. Same as in the City game. Going into it, Spurs fans, rival fans, everyone thought Spurs is going to lose. It counts us out. When you count us out and there's no pressure, Tottenham tend to perform, and that's why I think this can be one of those games. I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to steamroll Chelsea because, as I said, going off of the way you guys play in football right now, you're playing some good football, so it's going to be a close game, but I definitely think we can walk away with something.
I hear it. And Jem, how are you feeling going into the game, bro?
How I always feel when we go to Tottenham. Confident. Listen, I never fear them. I've been no offence to you guys. I don't really fear Tottenham. I don't look at them and go, oh my God, I worry. I look at what we do specifically in terms of how we set up. I think we've seen two different types of Chelsea in 2 games, in the most recent of games, Southampton and Villa. I think it's very important that Maresca gets the setup right, because if he doesn't, I do think Spurs do have some quality in their team that could be a turn up and cause us problems. However, I do look at us and think it's one of them things. There's no disrespect to Tottenham whatsoever, but it's one of them things where I feel with us at the moment and how we are playing, the only way we do not get a result is if we don't set up properly in terms from the beginning, how we need to be set up. And as we've seen last season, Palmer was pretty much our top performer across the ball when it comes to our squad. But this season, it's not just Palmer. There's other people getting involved now, and we've seen Caicedo, Jackson, Madueke, Enzo Fernandez, all these type of players now performing consistently to that level. They have to do that. If the levels drop and they're not performing how they have been in the last couple of games, then obviously there's a chance for Spurs to cause us problems. But if you look at the setup against Southampton and how we played, I didn't like how we played. I know we scored a lot of goals, but I didn't like how we played. I thought we were very lazy, lazy, didn't work hard enough from the front. We didn't press. There was a number of things we didn't do as a team. And if we go to Spurs doing the same thing, we'll create our own problems. And that's where I think they will be given an opportunity to cause us problems. But if we turn up in the same manner as we did against Villa, where we press very high, we're high pressing, we force them into mistakes, we win the ball high, the man marking that we've seen in the Villa game continues over to there, and we win them battles. I think it'll be at least 2-3-0 personally, but we'll see.
100%, bro. And look, I've got this is how Spurs tend to build up. Yes, this is their game against Fulham, and hey, listen, Jules and H, bro. Ange isn't going to change this build-up against Chelsea. And this is where I'm looking at Spurs right now, like Jem's saying. If we set up correctly, especially with overloading our midfield, for me in this game, I'd actually go with Caicedo inverting from right back again, having Caicedo and Lavia in that pivot as a bit of steel, and having Palmer and Enzo as the attacking midfielders, like what we saw against Villa. Because that absolutely nullified them, right? Villa are quite similar with like Spurs. They press from the front. Villa didn't really press from the front against us, to be fair. It was more of like a mid-block. But I can see Tottenham pressing from the front. And you can see in possession, they tend to have like Davis and another centre-back there in build-up. Then you've got the 2 in front of them. Then you've got fucking Udogie and what's his name? What's his name? What's my man's name? The right back. Porro goes into the midfield as well. So you can see how many attacking options they've got here. But look at all the space that leaves, bro. Yeah? Look at all the space that it leaves over here. And one thing about us right now, boys, we are very good at counter-pressing. The way we man mark, the way we press as a unit, we're very good at winning the ball back from high. And it starts from Jackson and Palmer, right? So if you want to build like this against us and we win the ball in these positions, you get a Colwell just punching it into the likes of Palmer and that. It's going to be long for you.
Though, Don, to counter that, though, with Romero and Van de Ven, we wouldn't have a problem because those 2 centre-backs, like you said, with these 2, they're not good on the ball, not really confident. So when you get a player running at them, they're going to tend to back off to the defender and sort of give them that space to run at them. Romero and Van de Ven are quick out of the blocks. As soon as Romero, I'd say his football IQ is very good and he will sense the play and the fact that we lost the ball. He's going to sense that and step up and be Dragoose and step out of position to win that ball early or cause the foul. So that's why when we've had those 2 on the counter-attacks, especially with Van de Ven's pacing behind, we tend to be all right. We can afford to play that high line. But like I said, with these 2 players, if we do have a Dragoose or Davies or Dragoose and Gray or Dragoose at all at that back line, then we're gonna have to alter something here because we're gonna get killed. I can't imagine seeing Neto free down that right hand side with all that space in front of him. He's gone, bro. He's gonna be on turbo jets and down that wing. Like it's gonna be crazy.
That's the question that I've got for you though, H. Do you think that Ange is gonna tweak something for this game, bro?
Well, the rumor is that Dragusin's the only centre back fit for the game. If that's the case, that line has got to be dropped deep. We can't be playing like this against one of the best counter-attacking, fast-paced forward lines, which you've got. We will get cooked if he drops it deeper. I don't know who plays next to Dragusin.
The thing is, though, dropping it deeper doesn't make it better, Henry. Because if you watch,
it doesn't make it deeper. It just reduces that counter.
But the thing is, for me, it doesn't, though, because when you play with a deeper line, all you're doing is giving the players space in front of them. When you have good wingers who you allow space in front, especially like we saw yesterday, Tavernier, Semenyo, and Evanilson, they're linking up, doing the 1-2s. And just like we saw the offside goals, they're going to pick apart 2 players that are just playing a deeper line. They're going to do a 1-2 and find a space behind.
I do think there's an opportunity for Spurs to hurt us in a way, because obviously with the Aston Villa game, we played Caicedo as a right back, and what we did with him is we inverted him when we were further up the pitch. And I do think that if you manage to beat the press in whatever way he organises you in a way to do, because I think he's going to be ready for us to come and
We have done that a number of times this season as well.
If you do manage to beat the press, there's going to be bundles of space for you, man, to get into an attack, and that's the thing that worries me slightly, just because I know Spurs have players that can break and can hurt. We've seen it in the past, but there is an opportunity there, guys.
100%. Jem, you're spot on, because you can see the pressing here from the front against Fulham again, man to man. You've got here, Maddison there. You've got, I think that's Son. He's pressing there. He's pressing there. He's pressing there. So yeah, it can be quite dangerous from the front, because we do like to build from the back. But one thing about doing this again at the same time is we're very good in build up, right? Once we beat that press, you're going to have so many men running at you. Same way that you lot attack in numbers is similar to us. We attack in a lot of numbers. You know what I mean? And we need to make sure that we score first, bro. Because I think if we score first, with what's going on with Tottenham right now, booing Ange, calling Manor, see you next Tuesday. It's just not a good feel right now. You know what I mean? The club is in a crisis.
Because of Henry, man. He started the Ange out stuff. It's Henry's fault. I'm telling you, man.
You know what I mean? So I honestly think if we score first, just before you come in, bro, I honestly think if we score first in this game, I reckon your heads are going to drop, and we're just gonna go from there, because we're on very good form right now. A lot of our players are very confident, bro. Enzo, Caicedo.
It works both ways. Though. If we get an early goal, the stadium will come alive. Like the first 15 minutes of this game, if we start poorly, there's going to be you're going to hear reaction. Like that's the first time where an away traveling fans have got on Ange's case big time, and we haven't got a great away record this season. We've lost at Palace, we lost at Newcastle, we lost out in the Europa League, and of course we lost last night. But that's the first time you've heard a reaction. If you let's say you score in the first 15 minutes. But I just think if we score in the first 15 minutes, it works both ways. But
yeah, of course.
I just don't know what our back line's going to be.
Yeah, and I get that. But I
think it's been disastrous.
If you guys can win your man-to-man duels against us, which don't get me wrong, it's not easy, because we are very strong. We've got players fit. We've got a strong squad. Barring Reece James, we can't really complain about injuries as if with you guys. You've got quite a lot going on. I get that. But if you can win your man-to-mans against us, then obviously you've got your opportunity. But then that tells me, from my perspective, that our players have just dropped their levels in this game.
100%.
100%.
And Jules, who you looking at in this game then, from a sort of Chelsea point of view, that you're most scared about? Who's the top 3 players that you're looking at right now? Because as a team, we're not Cole Palmer FC anymore, bro. So who is it that you're looking at that you're thinking, rah, we need to keep an eye out on this guy, man?
Yeah, 100%. I don't think you're Cole Palmer FC, and I've been sort of consistent in saying I think he's been good, but he's not been amazing as good as he was last season, obviously, because I think other players are just performing better, and you're not needed them as much. That's what it definitely has been. But for me, like I said, Neto down the wing, I'm going to be worried about him. Just you mentioned players being leggy. Udogi's been leggy. He come back. He didn't really have a full preseason, and he's been forced to play game after game after game. We don't have left back cover apart from Reguilon, who Ange doesn't rate at all. So, and he got absolutely blew out by Kluivert yesterday. So I'm looking at Neto, and that battle is not going to be a pretty one. Pedro Porro again down that left hand side. That's obviously Neto there, and then down the right hand side, Madueke. I don't rate Madueke too tough, and I don't really think he's a danger in the final third. He's just a problem to any left back, because he's naturally he's good on the ball. He's got a little jink to him, and he can, he's always going to have you thinking. He's always going to be making you think, is he going to take it down the right? Is he going to cut back in? So he's got that to his game. But yeah, I think the wingers are where you're going to have a lot of joy. Tottenham tend to open up down the left hand side, and crosses come back across, and we tend to concede again with players coming from those late arriving runs. So I'm probably going to look at your 2 wingers, and away from that, I think Caicedo could have a good game. If Maddison doesn't step up like he did against City, and even that game against City, I didn't think that he was that amazing. Barring the 2 goals, his performance overall wasn't that good. And Maddison's going to need to have a good game, because we're relying on him. And he's been poor for me. He's been poor most of this season. So if Caicedo can step up and nullify Maddison, then we really are not going to have much. The midfield, the defense, it's going to be not a good game.
No, 100.
Won't just be Lavia as well, potentially as well, right? If he starts him in the middle.
Yeah. I think he's gonna start. I think he's gonna start Enzo, Caicedo, and Lavia. In every big game so far, we've seen Caicedo and Lavia start. And last week, I was saying to these lot, it seems like he's walked into a little bit of a solution against the bigger teams. Because yes, we've looked a little bit more solid off the ball, but we've lacked a bit of creativity with Enzo. You know, Enzo's come into the midfield now, playing very well. You know, the passes that he plays in the midfield, Gem. A lot of people, when you're just watching a game, you miss these little passes, bro. But he gets us from A to B very quick, bro. How important is he going to be in this game, man?
I keep saying it about Enzo Fernandez. He's a very good player. I think with Enzo Fernandez, it's just about making sure that he's getting enough of the ball. And once he's got the ball, then you see what he can do with it. And at this moment in time, he's playing very well. He's being consistent. We know off the ball he's not as strong. In this game, I think he'll be further up the pitch, maybe closer to Palmer in a 10 role where he can press higher and help the press further forward. But there's no doubt about his qualities on the ball. And I keep saying out of the three of the midfielders that we have, I think all three of them have different abilities, different styles, and I think all three of them are equally quite important to what we're trying to do, depending on the opposition. And you know, he for me has the vision of passing. You know, his passing range from long to short is very good. Yeah, you know, he just needs to continue doing what he's doing, which is being effective. Only Cole Palmer has more assists than Enzo Fernandez this season right now.
Yeah,
by that one assist, by the way. So yeah, it goes to show that he's up in his game at the moment.
And you know, just on what you said there, Jem, the biggest thing that I look at Chelsea and say the reason why you guys are doing so well and why Maresca's managed to find solutions so quickly is because you have so many different profiles of players. As you said it there, Caicedo, Enzo, Lavia, three completely different profiles in the midfield. Yeah. So if it's not that working, he can try different solutions. With Tottenham, there's not a bunch of different profiles there. There's a lot of similar players, and then there's a lot of players that just don't work in the system. So I'm just forced to use players in positions that aren't working and so on. And that's why we're not finding the solutions right now. And look, that credit to you guys for that. You built a good squad, and that's why you can chop and change so much and still look decent.
Yeah, 100%, bro, 100%. And H, just on that as well, Jem makes a good point. Jules makes some good points as well. You know, that's something that I've spoken about in terms of the versatility in this team, because we've got so many players, bro. It's so hard for opposition managers to prepare, right? Because last game we played a diamond. The game before that we played Caicedo inverting. Sorry, the game before that against Leicester, diamond again. You know, we've seen Gusto in between the lines as well. He might even start the game. We don't know what he's gonna do, bro. Right? So in terms of your attackers, right? Obviously your wingers right now aren't great. I know Johnson gets numbers and that. Like Jules has said, it's more getting in behind. What do you think you need to do in order to actually, you know, score against Chelsea at the minute? Because we're not really being cut through, in all honesty, and you're not really creating many chances, bro. How are you going to create chances against us? What do you need to do to create chances against us?
Well, look, for you guys, it's like the dream scenario, because you've got so many different, like George said and Jem said, you've got so many different options. I don't know how you kind of prepare to go against Chelsea, because you can change. He's changed formation. He's changing like play styles so frequently. With us, you just kind of know the way we're going to play. It's just what Tottenham turns up. In terms of our forward line, how do we get past Chelsea? The urgency, the tempo has got to be a lot faster than it was yesterday, than it was against Fulham, even the Roma game. In terms of the front three, I wouldn't play Son this game personally. I know a lot of Spurs fans saying get him back in. I probably would go Johnson, Solanke, and I don't know on that left-hand side. This isn't the sort of game for me where
he can't even look at the camera when he says Johnson. He's so ashamed.
It's not even being ashamed. It's just like you got to think we've got Rangers on Thursday as well. If we do get pumped by Chelsea, we're then going into that game where them lot absolutely hate Ange, and they are level with us in points in the Europa League. If we don't get the right result there, we then fall out of the top 10 in the Europa League. So this month is absolutely horrendous for us. We've got Liverpool, we've got Man United. You know, I don't know. I look at these forwards right now. Like, I don't think you play Maddison and Kulusevski in this game together. Kulusevski's been probably one of the most improved players for us this season. And like George said, other than the 2 goals against City away, Maddison didn't do a huge amount. He missed an absolute City yesterday where he turns a defender, gets space. I don't know how he's missed that. I don't know what the solution is. Johnson will play. Mikey Moore's not fit.
What's happened to him as well? What's going on there? There's some what's going on? I'm seeing a few things on Twitter. What's happening with him?
Well, apparently Mikey Moore it's an injury. Then other people are saying fitness. Then people are saying that Solanke's fallen out with a manager. That's why he was sent home against the Fulham game. Then he was actually in the stand. So look, believe what you want to believe, but like George said, this is the sort of game where you might play Werner and Johnson together because they might have more of an impact because you're going to step up. You're going to you're naturally going to press us, but the way they're playing right now, I don't see how Werner's going to Andrew's throwing his arms around last night. That's what Werner's done for 18 months. This is nothing new. Like I've ripped into Ange quite a lot, but at the same time, what is he supposed to do with Timo Werner and Brendan Johnson as wide players against a lot of these Premier League sides? Like there's kids on the bench.
They told us Ange's going to fix him, Jem. That's what they were saying online,
I don't know how can you fix Timo Werner? And Brendan
I've still got
160 grand a week or whatever it is.
I've still got multiple tweets on my Twitter, saying get this guy out of my fucking club, bro. Yeah, the way he's playing now is the fuckery he used to do at Chelsea as well, bro. Yeah,
it's not
the guy plays like he's got jelly eels in his fucking boots, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just slips everywhere. His touch, he's quick, but it's just
he literally does the same move, copy and paste, time and time again.
And that's the only move he's good at. He's that
crap. And how much you not pay him? 180 grand a week or something?
160 grand a week, I think he's on.
Bro,
the biggest army field stinks as well. Like Bissouma. I don't know
what's happened to him. What's actually happened to him? I'm telling you, Jules, I told you it's the balloons. I told you it's the balloons. He was doing balloons.
Bro, I've been saying for a long time, Bissouma's been finished, yeah. Bissouma, for me, he found his level at Tottenham. That's what it was. At Brighton, he was the big guy, looked really good in the small team. And then Tottenham, he came to a bigger fish and he's a bigger pond. He's no longer the big fish. And you can see that. I feel like when the game's not going through him and he's not sort of one of the main players, he doesn't give you a good performance. I've been on Get Bissouma at my club for about 18 months now. He's finished, bro. He's been here for about 2.5 years, 3 years now. This is his third season.
Are you gonna move on to Baleba now, yeah?
Do you know what? I did see Tottenham were linked with Baleba, and I thought that was crazy. The fact that we're gonna buy Bissouma's replacement. Nah, man, we need to look on bigger and better things.
George, what midfield do you play? Because we ain't got Bentancur. Do you carry on playing Bissouma while he's like this?
Bissouma has to play, though. That's the thing, because I don't think you can throw Archie Gray in at CDM. It's been very clear for me. And that's one player I'll tell you about, Don. Remember all pre-season, you kept saying, I told you about Bergvall, bro. I told you, ball. And I told you, bro, he's not ready for the Premier League. He's physically not ready for the Premier League. And you can see that. Every time he comes into the games, he's just like he's a pretty boy. That's what he's pretty boy in there. He's just looking nice, trying to do the easy pass, just trying to silk it and glide it. And he doesn't want to get stuck in. Fair enough. He's 18. It's his first season in the Premier League. The light's too big, but I don't expect much from him. So there's really not much other options for Tottenham to throw into the midfield. You have to go Kulu, Papsar, and Bissouma.
Did you drop
what, you're gonna put Werner Johnson on the wings then, boys?
I would go Werner and Son. Ideally, I'd put Werner on the right hand side because I don't know why he keeps playing him on the left. He's left foot.
He ain't gonna drop Johnson. Johnson's playing.
I know, but that's what I would go with. Innit? If he is gonna go with both of them, then we've got two players off the ball wingers, so you can't get the ball to their feet. And every time you do get the ball to the feet, the ball's gonna come backwards. So it's just gonna stop us in the build up. You can't afford to play with both of them. You just physically can't.
And Jem, do you think Solanke's got a local something for us? You know what I'm saying? It's the first time we're playing Spurs with him being there now. Do you think he's got a little something for us?
I mean, we ain't got no Fofana, have we? So who are we going to play next to Colwell, which is the real big question here. I think it's going to be probably Badia because he didn't play the last game round. The question then is two left-footed centre-backs, who's playing on the right? I seem to think it's going to be Colwell. Personally, I know a couple of the other boys that I spoke to seem to think it will that Colwell will hold the left and it's Badia on the right. I don't know. Solanke, for me, I've always thought Solanke's just a decent striker. I've never really thought any more than that, to be quite honest with you, when I watch him. I think he has good attributes and abilities. I think sometimes I watch him and I think, wow, his hold-up play is quite good. He's the way he arrives in the box is threatening. He's got the eye for goal. We know that. He's already done that and shown that. I think the issue with Solanke at Spurs, and I don't, again, Jules and Hedge can correct me on this, is that I think it's that he lacks the people around him, the creativity, the people to actually be able to support him to be able to be successful. Because he's not the kind of guy that can make things happen for himself. He needs the people around him to make them passes or make them, assists or whatever for him to then do what he needs to in front of goal. So for me, it's just about us being very aggressive on him and not allowing him time on the ball, winning the ball from him quickly and just nullifying him out of the game, personally.
No, 100%, bro. And the thing is, that's one thing about Tottenham, man. Like, away from Kulu, I think that's the biggest threat, Jem. I think this season he's been performing really well. He's their go-to guy. He's their conductor. He's their heartbeat. Everything seems to be going through him. If he has a very good game, it kind of shows on the pitch and it helps Spurs win games and pick up results. You know what I'm saying? But away from him, there's no one really that I'm looking at that should be creating a lot of chances for them. Like I said, last game they struggled to create chances against Roma. I watched that game back. Barely created anything in that game as well. You know what I'm trying to say? So right now, we should be beating them, bro. We've got a fully fit squad pretty much. I know Fofana's not available, but come on. They've got many players are injured right now. So they're not going to be at their best. And even at their best, right, with their best players, I still think we're better than it. They've got fucking Forster in goal, for God's sake. Yeah.
To be fair, he is actually, since Vicario's injury...
I'm not doing it.
I'm not going to come out.
No, Henry. Do you not see the saves he's making? He's literally taken a year to get down to his literally.
Of course he is, but
he couldn't bend down and touch his feet.
He made 8 saves yesterday, George. Don't get me wrong. His playing out from the back is disastrous, and if he makes a mistake like he did last night, you guys will punish us. Where I think the game, where I think you guys should be even more optimistic is, I think you've got the third most amount of set piece goals this season. Our marking for that set piece yesterday, I don't know what Forster, I don't know what Udogie is doing. Didn't you score a set piece against Leicester as well, your last away game? And
Southampton was scored a set piece. Southampton.
Yeah.
You know, it is. We've got 7 set pieces scored this season, right? But we've only scored 2 headers. I know Palmer scored a free kick, but Jem, I'm struggling to remember the other set pieces. We scored a penalty against Brighton, true. But it's 3 more, bruv.
You had a couple of penalties.
Didn't
Madueke have there was one time when Palmer and Madueke were fighting, or Jackson and Madueke were fighting for the pen, and then there was another time when Palmer took a pen down.
We've only had 1 penalty this season, bro.
We had 1 penalty,
against Brighton. That's it. So, and people were saying, Palmer's just a penalty merchant, bro. Most of his goals have been away from penalties again.
Who do you think plays up front? Do you think he'll keep on Nkunku, or do you think Jackson comes back in?
Oh, no, bro. Come on. Jackson's our starter. The only reason why Jackson didn't start was obviously Southampton, and he's actually 1 yellow card off a suspension as well. Yeah, him and Neto. Funny, if they get booked, they'll miss our next game.
And Nkunku's our top goal scorer, isn't it? It's so bad.
He is.
Who do you play after us?
Good question.
They're midweek. Fiorentina, right?
Astana and
Prem game. Sorry.
I think we play. Let me get up here.
Maybe.
No, it's not Everton's like further away. I think we play Everton after Brentford, bro. Yeah, we play Brentford at home.
Is it Brentford?
I'm gonna be at that game as well. And then we play Everton away after that. Yeah. So listen,
Brentford away
right now.
I think they cause problems, but their away record's not great.
Brentford are winning
the best home record in the league.
Say that again, bro.
I think Brentford have got the most points from home games in the league. So if you were playing them all away, it'd be a struggle. But then you should beat them at home.
But we don't like playing Brentford. Like the last time we beat them was in a cup game. I don't think we've beaten them in the Prem as of yet. We don't like playing them. We lost to them at home last year. Away we played them. That's the game, Jem. If you remember, I was going mad in the group chat, because Jem fucking Poch started 2 attackers for that game, changed the shape. Even their manager was speaking about it after. Said,
Gallagher was 2 up front.
Yeah,
I remember.
It was
Speaking of Poch, I give it. If we lose on Sunday, his name will start getting sung by our fan base.
Oh, why do you want that guy back? Let it go.
I don't even want him back. But at this point, even if we do sack Ange, what manager is going to come in and turn a lot of this around?
Nothing. Poch is not turning this around. This guy's in America. Can't get away from USA right now. Can't get away from the soccer team. Like, what's going on, bro?
Would you take Graham Potter over this right now?
No, I'm taking Ange all the way until the end of the season.
Who's the Dortmund manager that got sacked after getting to the final?
I'm hearing he's just a cup manager. I haven't done any research on him, but I'm hearing
begins with a T, didn't it? Tazaric, whatever his name is. He's been.
I heard he wasn't that good though.
Yeah, I heard he's not that good, man. I've spoken to a lot of West Ham fans, and they've kind of said the same.
I'll be
Deserving
honest.
eight to one at the
If we
moment.
was to look at managers, and we were going to be realistic, Henry, if I was going to look at the Premier League, I'd look at Garcia and Areola. To be honest, they're two of the most impressive managers in the mid-table right now. If I'm looking anywhere, and but I wouldn't do anything before the end of the season. It's far too soon, man.
Areola is basically an advanced version of Poch. Like, he knows what he's doing tactically, and he presses like Poch.
Very good.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's
he's
his
been
name. Edin Terzic. Him. He's 7-1, and De Zerbi's 8-1.
So, hey, do you think if we beat you this weekend, you think he's gone?
No,
I don't think they'll sack him
No.
after. I think even if we lose to Rangers, well, I don't think they'll sack him. But a lot of heads are going to turn, because at the end of the day, Fulham don't have a better squad than us. Bournemouth don't have a better squad than us. Forest don't have a better
on the
squad than us.
pitch,
And
they've had
now,
better players than us at times. When you look at our defense,
yeah, they got better players, but we shouldn't be sitting here after 13 games. Like, what? Don't get me wrong, the margins are fine. We beat Chelsea, we're only a few points off top four, but then at the same time, we lose to Chelsea, we're like 13th. We can't be sitting here after 14, 15 games, 13th in the Premier League.
Yeah,
So-
that might be right, but also when you look at it, like you said, if we win and we're a few points of Chelsea, then I don't get how good people expected the season to go, because Chelsea have an amazing season so far by their standards and by what people would have expected at the start of the season. Yeah, they're on 27 points. We're like 7 points off of them. As you said, if you saw a few games just went the other way, we could be in their position. So I don't sit here and look and think, what, if Spurs fans expect us to be in a title race? Because if they didn't expect us to be in a title race, they expected us to be in a top four / top 5 race, then we are where we should be right now, especially with all the injuries that we've had. If we have our first team players come back and in January, we flip it around and we go on a good run in the second half of the season, it can all balance itself out. But last season, people are just keep comparing it. We went and we had the first 10 games, we were unbeaten. That hasn't happened in Spurs history before. It was lucky. It's never going to be the same again.
Have you seen our next 8 games in all comps?
I don't. To be honest, I don't ever look at the 7, 8 games ahead and be like, "Oh, we can win this, we can lose that." Because
I'm not saying we can win this,
Spurs,
or we're going to lose a lot of these games or whatever. But the next 8 games it's a tough run. And all I'm saying is, if we do get pumped by Chelsea,
Spurs.
Just like when people said Chelsea are going on a tough run. Tough
Spurs,
runs only mean so much, man.
I don't expect anything more from Spurs or anything less. I always expect them to finish 5th, 6th, maybe 4th. That's it. I don't think so. This
is what rattles me though, because we pay an absolute extortionate amount for season tickets, for kits, for a beer, for a hot dog. At what point, right? At what point is there a turning point? I think if Ange gets sacked, it's 18 managers.
Yeah, it's bad.
In 25 years. Bearing in mind, Poch was there for 5 of those years. At what point does everyone go, what is a manager supposed to do with Brennan Johnson, with Timo Werner?
But that's my point, Henry, and that's why I've been saying all this Ange out stuff doesn't make sense to me, because you look at Ange and you expect more from the squad. You got to be ludicrous. He's been here for 18 months. People don't understand what a project is. A project is 2, 3, 4 years. He's literally had 18 months to try to turn things around, and people are calling for his head. It's never going to change if you get new manager. You need to stay the course sometimes and let him play it out. He's going to get through this period, and we're going to come out better on top. That's what I believe anyway.
Yeah, but don't you want a manager that's got a little bit more tactical flexibility, bro? And when you speak about the injuries as well, don't you think his style of play is causing that as well, Jules, bro? That's the thing.
I think the hamstring injuries you can look at and say his style of play causes that, but then most of the other injuries aren't actually hamstrings. Only him, I think it's only Davies and Van der Ven that have suffered with hamstrings due to the running and being leggy. But also, if we had a bigger squad, we wouldn't have to use them so much across so many competitions. So again, I look back at the director of footballs, I look back at the board and say he's not been supplied with a squad. I'm pretty sure in the Premier League we don't even have a full 25-man squad of players that we're using right now. Like, we have about 16 players, and the rest just get used here and there every now and then. So, yeah, man, it's techie, that side of things. But he could be more tactical and tactically adaptable, like you said. He needs to learn. No,
100, bro. And listen, as you lot were talking, I was quickly just doing your lineup for you based off of what you were just saying. I've got to finish off with just 2 more positions here. So obviously that will be a Udogie playing at left back. But who do you think is going to come in at centre back then in this other position? I
generally think someone's going to be back. I think Romero. we was always told Van de Ven should be back mid-December, and Romero, again, I don't know why he's been out for so long. It was just a foot injury. I generally think he's being precautionate for the past couple games. I think one of them come back in, if not both of them.
I think it'd be Van de Ven.
But yeah, I would say Van de Ven's more likely, and I'd prefer if Van de Ven comes back. I think he's the bigger.
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah.
So what do you lot think that's the lineup? Yeah, hey, you think that's going to be the lineup that I've put there?
The only thing that I think Ange will do, I think Van de Ven will go at left centre back, and I think Son will be on the bench, and I think he'll play Werner.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see that Werner and no Son.
And then I think Son will come back in. Son will probably come on 60th, 70th minute, but then Son will start against Rangers, just like he did against Roma. Like, I'm not even saying this to like rattle anyone. I don't think he's going to be here by Christmas.
That squad, man, I look at it and I just think...
George will tell you, I've been saying this for months. He's not going to be here in 2 weeks. We lose against Chelsea. We didn't have Rangers. We then got Man United. We then got Liverpool.
Ange's here, man. Ange's here to stay. I generally think Ange's here to stay. The board actually has realised
we do need a project, but at the same time, we can't be sitting here 14th, 15th, George, when it comes to Christmas.
Okay, I'm generally not. I'm not that in like. I'm not that as emotional. I'm not that emotional as a fan to sit there and look at the league table midway through the year and say my league position defines where we are, because you can be 15th but 8 points off 4th.
Yeah, you can look at us, man. We were like 11, 12 for ages, and then we got to 8th. You know, at the end of it. So, well, was it 7? I remember, but yeah.
And then if you look at the bench as well, Jem, yeah, like if you look at Chelsea's bench and you look at Spurs bench, right? If the game's not going our way, again, you can look at the bench and change the game potentially. With these man, Werner and these man, bro, we got to make sure we're climbing, Jem. Because yes, people want to knock us off of this title race conversation, but we're in it. Yeah, I'm not saying we're going to win it, but I want to make sure that if Liverpool fuck up, Jules, we're there to you get me?
He's saying the Blue Sharks are waiting to, yeah.
No, we've got to be
the Blue Sharks are circling.
Win it, man. We got to be
you know what I mean?
To win. You know
Blue Lions, bro, not Blue Sharks. The Blue Lions are lurking right now. We can smell the hyenas. We can smell the cheetahs. You know what I mean? We're back. We're back to where we are in the food pyramid in this fucking league. Yeah. And H said backstage as well, you'll be fucking unbearable if you not win something this season, especially the league.
Oh, you know what I mean? Don, you're already going to be unbearable if you beat us on Sunday, let alone 6, 7, 8, 9 games down the line. Like if Liverpool on the terrace last night, a lot of people were saying, and I agree to a little bit, but not full extent. It wouldn't surprise me if Everton get something out of tomorrow's game, right? Last Merseyside derby there, we did them last year. If the beauty of what time you play is Liverpool, Arsenal, and City would have already played. Yes, that might put more pressure on you because you've got to go out there and get another win against, and everyone expects you to beat us. But you lot are in a good position. Like if that's our team we're playing on Sunday. Then what attackers other than Timo Werner's are we going to rely? We're not going to bring Lancashire on. Mikey Moore's not going to be on the bench.
Who the fuck is Lancashire? What the fuck is that?
he's our he's like 19, 20. Like I look at you. You'll be able to bring on Nkunku, maybe Felix if he's on the bench as well.
Sancho.
Yeah, Sancho.
We got some ballers, man. That's what we're about.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, Don, if we beat you, then
just don't let us beat you, bro. Don't let us beat you, bro.
It's not happening, bro.
If we beat you when we're in
it's not happening. I'm telling you, I'm going to be at the game as well. Bro. I need to make sure that it doesn't fucking happen. No way. That's going to be a hard.
You better not Instagram tag it with 3 Point Lane because I'm unfollowing you immediately.
That's what I'm going to do. I will tag you and Jules in there as well.
The only way they beat us is, like I said, we don't set up in the way that we assume as Chelsea fans we think we are. And number two, the bozo moments kick in again, because let's not lie, we still have bozos in the team. They've not been showing it recently. Don't get me wrong, but there's still we've got this habit of like doing stupid things for no reason. You know, like it's just what we do.
I can already picture it, Jem. High press from Solanke, Sanchez passing it out. I picture.
That's if Sanchez plays. They might go with
Sanchez will play. He's confirmed it already. He's confirmed it already, man. But I think this is the lineup we're gonna go with. I think it's gonna be exactly the same as what we saw against Villa. So if I show you lot. Instead of building it, I thought let me just get it back up, man. From the other day. Take a little bit longer. I'll keep lagging as well.
Your Wi-Fi is moving like Sanchez, isn't
it? Unpredictable, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Wi-Fi was literally moving like Sanchez just then. All right, cool. So I think this is the lineup we'll most likely go with. I'll be real. Fucking hell, man.
You want like 3G or something?
It's when you share the screen. I can't lie, it happens to me sometimes. You share the screen. It's
fuck. Can you guys see that? Yeah.
Get images.
Yeah, I can see it. No.
Oh, wait,
what's he showing?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Let me zoom in a little bit more. Let me just scroll down. Is that better?
Wait, you think he's going to go Neto and Sancho?
Yeah, I think he should. Personally, I think that's what we should do.
Yeah, I think he'll go with Neto and Sancho. I don't think Madueke's going to start this game, bro. I don't think Madueke's going to start. I think he's going to go with Sancho on the left and Neto on the right. Go on, Jen.
I think Sancho's performing quite well for Chelsea. I know people are already speaking about it at the moment, but I think he's been doing quite well. And what I like about Sancho is the ability to carry the ball and attract a couple of players and create space. And he does it very well. And it's something that we don't actually have in the team when we attack. I look at Neto and look at Madueke, and I just think they're very sort of direct players. The difference between the two of them for me is that when they get to the final third, I believe Neto has a better eye to be able to pick a pass. As with Madueke, he's the one that's putting the balls in the back of the net and taking the chances we've seen. But my issues with Madueke is he's not as consistent. I would say our most consistent winger at the moment is Neto. Don't know if Don agrees with me. I think Neto has been probably our best winger at the moment. And if he's fit, I would play Neto. I think Neto is very good. I think, like I said, I think he's got the ability to still beat a man and be direct and get him behind with speed. And the most important thing for me, like I keep saying, is that he tends to make the right decision in the final third. And in this type of game, I want to make sure that when we get into them moments, that we have to, that we've got players on the pitch that are going to do that. And I'm not saying Madueke can't do it. It's just that I've seen in the past, barring the Southampton game, Madueke, a lot of the times it will come to him and it will just break down because he will take too many touches or he'll make the wrong decision and we'll just lose the ball. So Sancho and Neto makes sense.
100%. Obviously, people, yes, we know Fofana's injured, so he won't be playing. Jem already said he thinks Badiashile will probably play there. I reckon it'll probably be Badiashile as well, probably. Maybe even Tosin, because he played very well the other day. And naturally, he's a right footer. You know what I mean? The passing in between the lines. I think Tosin will come in. We'll see, bro. But I thought he had a good game against Fulham, in all honesty. But yeah, Jem's right, man. The problem that we've had recently, yes, we've played tougher games, tougher fixtures, but we just constantly kept breaking down our attacks. And a big part of that was Madueke, bro. So I don't see him starting in this game. Thought he had a good first half against Southampton. He deserved the man of the match because second half, everyone was shabby, in all honesty. We kept missing a lot of chances, right? But in this game, we need to be clinical. Because if Spurs decide to be clinical like what they were against Man City, we could find ourselves chasing the game. And I don't want that, bro. Every big game this season, apart from Villa,
you haven't beaten a big six side, have you?
Villa, we beat Villa.
Yeah, well, they're not big six, bro. What are you doing?
Do you mean traditional? No, do you mean traditional?
Yeah, you ain't beat United, Arsenal, Liverpool.
No, we haven't.
No, why are you acting like you didn't know what he meant, bro? You know what he meant. You just tried to throw a win in there. Don't be shameless.
No.
Newcastle in there as well.
In the top six.
No, because right now, people were predicting Villa to finish above us, bro. So I'm only going off of what you lot told us. You know what I'm saying?
No one told you Villa was finishing above you. Who told you that?
Are you crazy? Do you know how many people predicted Villa to finish above Chelsea? Yes.
I don't know, man. I had Villa finishing like 8th or 9th. They're not that good.
Yeah, I had Villa to flop this season as well.
Same here.
In the terrace thing, I think everyone was expecting Villa and Newcastle to do quite well as well. But so what? I'm guessing you're going with like what's your score prediction? You're going to go something mad, aren't you?
No, listen, you're the home end. You're the home end. You're the home team. So you tell us what are you predicting for the game, H? First of all,
let me blow some confidence out there. I'm gonna say that we're winning 2-1, and I think we're walking away winners. We're just gonna nick it, like you said. It's not gonna be a pretty game, but it's one of those ones where we somehow, some way, walk away with 3 points.
Man's doing the inshallah one. I hear it, man. H, how about you?
Look, I love George's optimism, but I can see us maybe getting something if one of Romero or Van de Ven come back in. If they don't, and we're going with Archie Gray and Dragusin or whoever it's going to be, I think Chelsea will win. I think Chelsea will win 3-1 or 4-1. I've just got a bad feeling. Like there's nothing out of the Fulham game, the Roma game, the Bournemouth game that I take into this. Yes, we've beaten Man United. Yes, we've beaten City, but we've also lost at home to Ipswich. We should have, like Roma, when Kone got on the ball against us, we didn't really have an answer. And I just think the way you're playing, your record at our place as well. Jackson's the one for me. I know you asked George earlier about your top 3 players. He's the one that will get in and around the box, nick something, maybe get a penalty, score a goal. But if Romero and Van de Ven are both fit, then I think we'll get a draw. If they're not, I think you'll win 3 or 4-1.
But then Romero hasn't been great this season, though. That's the thing.
He hasn't.
I
can't have Dragusin and Archie Gray as a back line. I just can't do that. Yeah. No way.
Yeah, he's not been great defensively, but the thing is, we need him in, like you said, that counter press. You need him to be stepping so high, making those fouls, winning those balls, and even just playing out from the back, those line breaking passes Romero makes. He's key for us, man.
No, I hear it. Jem, how about you, bro? What's your prediction for the game, man?
With the goalie, Forster in goal, and the fact that we tend to have at least 15 to 20 shots a game, provided we get a couple of them on target, I don't get how we don't score goals in this game. The only question mark will be going the other way, how we are going the other way, because sometimes we can be a little bit like we saw against Southampton, a little bit complacent, and they might have 1 or 2 chances, and that might be enough to like get them back in the game. And you're looking at a draw. But like, to be quite honest with you, I keep saying it. It's all on us. It's us as Chelsea, how we set up and how we play the game. And if we play to the level that we have been seeing, and we're creating, we're pressing well, and we're winning our duels, our battles, our man-to-man markings, which we'll see across the pitch in the game. If we start winning them duels in the game, 2-3-0. I don't think they even score. But
you don't think we'll score?
Nah, not if we play like that. I don't think you beat us. I don't think you get goals. I don't think you get a goal when we're doing that, because it's impressive as a Chelsea fan to sit here and say that from what I've seen this season compared to the last 2-3 seasons and how we have been playing under other managers, it feels good to be able to sit here and see a consistent pattern of players understanding what they're doing. And I feel by looking at what I've seen this season, I'm seeing that with them, because they're now executing it. And it doesn't matter who's on the pitch, they're executing it and they're finding a way to perform. So it's just about them performing for me.
I think we will score, because I don't think you've kept a clean sheet on the road since... I don't remember the last clean sheet you kept on the road in the league.
West Ham.
West Ham was the last game of the season.
3-0. Yeah, you see, that's what I'm saying, Jem. I can't... Right now, I'm not predicting any clean sheets. Like, yes, we got a clean sheet against Villa at home, which was good, but we've just got a mistake in us. You know what I'm saying? We like to gift goals. That's the problem with Chelsea. We're not being really cut through. We're just gifting a lot of stupid goals, and it's very unpredictable to know what Sanchez is going to show up. Because against Villa, he was very good. Jorgensen was good last game as well, getting Southampton. But it's hard to like right now I can look at Caicedo and I know Caicedo will have a good game, right? I know this certain man will have good games. But then Sanchez, you just never know. That's the problem, right? And in these bigger games, every single game against United, we conceded first. Against Arsenal, we conceded first. Against Man City, we conceded first. Against Liverpool, we conceded first. I don't want to be seeing that again, bro. We need to score first and make sure that we quieten the crowd. Because yes, you've got a lot of things going on right now, but end of the day, it's still a fucking massive derby. We hate you and you hate us. You know what I'm saying? So I reckon that you're going to come out firing like what you did last year when we played you away. We need to make sure that we control the game, quieten the crowd, score quite early like what Jackson's been doing. He's been scoring a lot of goals quite early, bro. Yeah, and his finishing's improved.
That's what worries me.
He's been scoring goals early, man. So I'm gonna say 3-1 for this one, just like you, H. I can smell a 3-1. I think we're gonna score goals, but I don't see us keeping the clean sheet. If we do, I'll be very impressed. Very impressed. You know what I mean? But listen, we've still got 266 people in the house. Me and George are gonna be previewing the game. Is it 5, George?
5. Yeah, 5.
5 o'clock. Yeah, so I've redirected this video to that one. So make sure that you lot tune in at 5 o'clock on Jules' channel. I'll be on there as well. But Jules, first of all, bro, love for hopping on. Let them know where they can find you, man.
Durag Diaries, man. Durag Diaries on YouTube, Durag Diaries on TikTok, or _4George on Twitter. As you said, we're going to be doing a show with Don at 5. I might be able to get another guest or two on. We'll see what happens. But at the moment, just me and Don. We're going to go. It's going to be proper crashing settings. There ain't going to be no holds back, no holds barred, no niceties like we got over here. We're doing it properly over there. So, big up, man. Good show. Make sure you smash the like button, people.
Big up, man. Big up. And H, love for coming on, my bro. Let them know where they can find you, man.
Yeah, it's just Henry talks football on everything. Hopefully, we'll be sitting here Sunday with the right result. But I don't know, man. It's like I love George's optimism, but I've just got a bad feeling. But look, obviously, love having me on. Make sure you drop a like and all that. And yeah, fuck Chelsea.
And Jem, love for hopping on, my G. This guy's living in Dubai right now. You know what I mean? Looking different. Yeah, looking like you're glowing and that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't know where they can find you, man.
A lot warmer here, that's for sure, compared to the UK. But yeah, look, we're doing match reactions on Chelsea Fan TV. We'll be doing that after the game. Obviously, we've got GNA TV as well. Give it a follow, and yeah, it's up the Chelsea, isn't it? Let's continue this madness. 2-3 goals. Let's go. Come on, Chelsea.
The fucking Chelsea, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, people, I'm gonna be there on Sunday, yeah. And every single game I've been to this season away, we've won, blood. Yeah, I smell blood. Yeah, we're coming for you, twats. In a bit, people.